So this is the KhoodeelaarTV television channel broadcasting under the banner of BabyAngelGeronimo Manifesto for animals and humans, animals and society. This broadcasting time is 06:40 GMT on Sunday, 18th of February 2024. We are continuing to focus on the book written by Gemma Morgan. Gemma Morgan suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. A British Army woman was sexually bullied, abused, harassed by men. And her account is very similar in terms of the principle of lack of any audit or accountability for the abusers and harassers and the liars. And we shall be continuing to focus on Gemma Morgan in the forthcoming editions, including this one, of course. So in this piece in the magazine, the London Times magazine, the interview it is absolutely factual, and it's written by Larissa Brown. So it says, Gemma Morgan joined up at 22, a brilliant, award-winning young officer with a bright future. But the Army's culture of misogyny and sexual harassment, coupled with unacknowledged post-traumatic stress disorder, would push her to the brink of suicide. She talks to Larissa Brown. Now, BabyAngelGeronimo has been looked after, cared for by, defended by his mom in South Gloucestershire in England, Helen MacDonald. And in a comment published in 2021, Helen MacDonald said to a British news organization that the experience she was having while protecting the BabyAngelGeronimo's innocence, the experience she was having, she was being put through by the DEFRA and the UK central government, made her feel like she was being tortured. And she has said recently that the experience has left her in need of treatment, therapy, which I'm sure at this date she is still undergoing. So the culture of harassment condoned by the British Army, sexual harassment, is similar to the culture of bullying that Helen MacDonald went through, and will take a long time before she can find herself in a position of equilibrium. And it's all because she defends the BabyAngelGeronimo's innocence. Baby Angel Geronimo was born in New Zealand, and he was raised by a woman called Leonie Walker. And Leonie Walker told a reporter in New Zealand, from New Zealand, well, she's talked to a reporter of the Times newspaper sometime in August 2021, and she spoke of Baby Angel Geronimo as full of life and absolutely bubbly and cheeky. And she talked about missing him. And although Helen MacDonald didn't raise Baby Angel Geronimo, she took to him and she loves him. And for her love of the baby Geronimo, she was penalized, she was put through torture. And all the efforts that Helen MacDonald went through to prove that Baby Angel Geronimo was innocent, that he was not infected with bovine tuberculosis, was treated as if she and Baby Angel Geronimo were some kind of offenders. Two of the judges sitting in the High Court in London behaved typically as rubber stamps for the lying cabal in the department called DEFRA. Most of the time that Baby Angel Geronimo was being lied about, and Helen MacDonald was being put through excruciating frustration. The man at number 10 Downing Street was Boris Johnson. And Boris Johnson, who has been described accurately as a congenital liar by a French diplomat who was in post in London for a number of years, Boris Johnson dismissed repeated pleas by Helen MacDonald to stop the harassment, stop the lying, stop the defamation, stop the slander and smear of Baby Angel Geronimo. So what we have here in the Times newspaper, Times Magazine, the Saturday edition, the Times Magazine, is part of what Gemma Morgan is going to do. She's written Pink Camouflage by Gemma Morgan. It's published by Luath Press, Luath, Luath Press, and priced at £12.99, and is published officially on the 1st of March. And there is a considered piece by Larissa Brown based on Gemma Morgan's experience. And the last 3 paragraphs of this piece, or let's say last 4 paragraphs, because the first paragraph of the last 4 paragraphs I'm going to read refers to therapy, which actually reminds of Helen MacDonald's undergoing therapy as well. After years of therapy, Helen Morgan is back to enjoying life and works as a leadership consultant and motivational speaker. When she reads stories of female military personnel being harassed or bullied and complaints being ignored, it galvanizes her to talk about her experiences further. Of course, the Army is hopeful that the way Morgan was treated in the 90s is not reflective of how women in the armed forces are treated today. This is an army that hopefully doesn't exist anymore, says a military source when asked about Morgan's experience. He points to a new My Complaint app, which makes it easy for personnel to raise complaints if they feel they have experienced unacceptable behavior. Complaints of bullying, harassment, and discrimination are dealt with by someone outside an individual's chain of command. Quote, so much effort is being applied to make sure everyone feels safe, the Army source adds, referring to 2 decades of transformation that has seen women promoted to some of the most senior roles in the service. Lieutenant General Dame Sharon Nesmith, who was commissioned into the Royal Corps of Signals in 1992, is now Deputy Chief of the General Staff, the second highest position in the Army. Yet Morgan remains unconvinced. Little has changed. It is still the same brotherhood that is protecting itself and marking its own homework, she adds, determined that by using her voice, she will force the military to do better. It's a very measured article. It's not emotional. It's measured, but it is seriously understating the severity of the corruption, the lying, and the bullying and the harassment that Helen Morgan went through and others went through. And it's similar to the experience that Helen MacDonald has been through in her dealings with the DEFRA. And her crime was to protect the baby she adopted, the baby AngelGeronimo. We have adopted baby AngelGeronimo as one of our babies. We love animals, and we became attached to baby AngelGeronimo. And the lessons that Helen MacDonald, has to offer others who love animals and want justice are universal, and we shall be continuing bringing to attention the lessons that have been drawn from the other evidence that we have referred to in the past editions. So we'll end this particular one at 06:57 hours GMT at 14 minutes 22 seconds on Sunday the 18th of February 2024.